So, hi everybody and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 14 and in this video I want to correct a mistake, which is in my last video I put the save load file in the widget blueprint and I told you that is possible, but it would be better to put it in a game mode, and let's put it in a game mode because it's indeed better. Still possible to use the widget, but in the next video I want to talk about game instance, and it will work together with the save load file and then put all in the widget blueprint. That is not a good idea. So that's why we just copying it now, all that what we have created in our last video, the load save file. We just selecting all the things what we have, almost all. The only thing what we are not selecting is the button here and the other button, because we can't use buttons in the game mode. But the whole code block here what we created, we select them, then you press Ctrl C for copy. Now it is copied in the background, and then you switch to your game mode here, and then you press Ctrl V. I already did this, and then you should have something like that here. Okay, and you see this is just a copy without the buttons, so we are missing here these buttons. But before that there is one more little step what we have to do, which is we want not copy this part here, because this part, this spawn sound 2D was created here, and that's why we want also stop it from here. So instead we are just taking this out. If you already copied this, no worry, just take this one out. This will stay here on the widget. Then you switch again to the game mode, and if you have copied it here, just delete this part. All right, so then it should look just like this one. You see I have already deleted it. It was here at the end in this part here, and then we have to do something with our buttons because we could not copy them. So these buttons here in the game mode, we can use functions or custom events. Custom events I prefer here because it's easier, but you can use also functions if you want. Let's make custom events. Right click, write custom event, and you see it pops as custom event, and then you can name it. I named it already. You can see button new game event. So name it. So I have already named it here, and then connect it. And I called that button new game event because you can see it is button new game, but you should avoid the same name. That's why I added here an event. And the same thing I did here with this button play event. So it was button play. You can see that was here button play, and then here button play event. All right. So this one you connect to this one, and then there is a problem. When you press now compile, you will get many errors, right? So something like that what I have here, I have already correct them. And to correct them, it's very easy. What you do, I showed you all time, it's all time the same trick here, because these errors are only variable or not created variables. And to create them are very easy. You can create them one by hand. This is not the preferred way. What you do is just select here, right click on the node. Careful, when you right click here on the name, it will not work. Go a little bit up below where the arrows is, and then right click here, and then it says create variable save slot, and you create this one and then compile, and then you see the next arrow again here, for example, create variable, and you do this then for every variable which you have. And if you made this, then it should should have created here automatically these variables here on the left side in the variable section, and all arrows should be gone. Okay, and then one more thing, this one here we don't need. After this one you can just delete this because we have this there. But oops, Control C, I forgot something, sorry. These buttons here we still need. You delete only the code, right? So you just delete, because like I said, these buttons we could not copy over, we need it here, and we need to call now anyhow this this game mode load save file from this widget, right? We are still in this widget and we still click here in the designer, new game or exit. These are these buttons, and these buttons must now call this custom events here. So how we do this? Very easy. First of all, we go to event construct because we have not event begin play here, and we need a reference to the game mode. And one way is, not the best way, is just right click, use right get game mode, then you get this game mode is the general game mode, but you want not the general game mode, you want your game mode, which we created because there are many. And then you cast it to this one, and then from here just find your game mode or cast it to this one which you want. It cast means just use my or convert this one to my, which I created, because there are many game modes perhaps here. You want especially yours. And then when you did this one, you have this part, and then from here you can promote this one to a variable, and then you get this as save game. And why we are doing this, because we need this variable here to call our custom events, because now we have a reference from here to our game mode, which is nice. And now I can use this one, but instead using this one from here and making here spaghetti code or something like that, avoid this and use just the reference, because this variable promote to variable here means just you have created here a variable which you can use instead. And we are doing this. So here I drag out this one here, get, and then I have this node here, and from this node here I can call them now, which I want, because now I have this variable says you have access to this one here. Nice. I need to call this and this. So let's go back to our widget blueprint. Here's my game mode. From this one you drag out and try to find the thing. So for example, that was my new game event, that was this one, then you select this. And for the other one on the bottom, that was the play event, then you select this and create this one. And here is something strange, why I have here something like this one. And the reason for that one is, you can see we have here a problem, because this button here goes here and then in the middle of this flow, in the middle, right? Not at the start, like here, in the middle here. And this one is a problem in general when you want just call it, because when I call, for example, the second one, this one is going here, then it goes up, goes down, all perfect. But when I call this one here, how I can go in the middle? And there are different ways, of course, and one easy way, because I was too lazy, is just make one more custom event. So right click here, write custom event, add a custom event. I called it just save file because we are saving file, or save file to, let's call it save file to SAF. Let's make it the same thing like the comment here. And then you connect this one here. So why I'm doing this one? Because now I need call this one first, and then I can call this one from here, because this one is in the middle of this one here. So compile, save this, go back, and now from here, this part here, but new game is this part, and then I call this part. So you can see it's a separate call. It goes, oops, Control Z here fast, not so. Okay, what's going on now? What is that again? Oh, this Control Z is strange. What is doing here? Whatever. Let's make it then not with Control Z. Anyway, you see what happens is that we have just created this one, and now I have this one, but of course I should use now the button. So here are the buttons, new game. When I click on this one, I want that the button new game event is fired, which is this one here. This is the custom event. Now this one is exactly the same what we did like before. The only difference is now we call it not directly. So for example, here was the button here and here. Now we call them indirectly with custom events. So you can see this is just the same thing with custom events. Here, one more thing, and that was this little thing what I said you before. You should you should delete it from here, but not delete it in the widget blueprint. That was this sound 2D. Now this one we connect here because that was at the end of this line here. And then we have this one, and then you press compile save and hope there is no error, and then compile save here as well. And I have not tested this code, I just made this randomly. You have to test this if this is indeed working. If so, good. If not, then we have to fix it. But it should work. So now we have transferred all to the game mode, which is much better. Like I said in the next video, we have to talk about game instance. And here one more thing, very important, write comments. Commenting is very important. You can see here I also commented this code that was also not commented. Write comments, because instead of going through all the nodes and checking what is going on here and wasting time by analyzing it, instead read this little comment here, load from slot. Okay, this block is loading from slot, I don't need to read more. And here save file to SAF. Okay, I know what this is. It's much easier, much faster, and you don't waste time. That's why commenting is very important, and you should comment this one too. The same thing that we can do here, comment. This is that's what was that. You see that was here delete slot save file. Let's write this one here. Delete slot to save file, whatever. Let's see, there was a little mistake here. Okay, and then of course just the color. Okay, I comment this out on my own, but you know, this one, and this one, and all this kind of stuff also commenting out, so that you have later later is all okay. I will comment this out on my own offline, and with that this video is finished. And in the next video I have to talk about two things. First, game instance, and also we have to use this load save file again when we exit the game, because the point where we exit the game should be saved automatically. All right, with that said, if you have any questions, like all time, write in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye, good luck, and like all time, have fun and never give up.